because I didn't shoot the footage, and because I didn't get exhausted from the act of writing and pre-producing and shooting, and I had no worries about our lead actor. I knew our star was good. It was the most enjoyable thing I've done, like pure enjoyment. I mean, what to do but sit with Jono and look at the footage and make decisions and go try things. Well, what happens is, like, he's totally the rebel and he's totally spontaneous. Then he goes off to the army. His mother dies. He's profoundly lonely. And the colonel, you know, he just doesn't really, he trusts the colonel profoundly. So now the colonel turns him into a family entertainer. He's the highest paid actor in Hollywood. You know, it's a great life, but he hates himself in terms of the movies. And at some point he goes, I just have to prove what I can do because now the world's changing. So the comeback special is the start of it. But this, everything here is him. He wanted the big band. He wanted the 2 gospel choirs. He's the one that goes, let's do 500 songs. He had no stylist. You know, he worked with great costume makers, but he had Elvis style. So I think absolutely he wanted to show everyone what he could do and what he could be. Look, there's the tragic ending in the movie we did. You know, just before he dies, he sings Unchained Melody. And he's at his most physical corruption. But he sings possibly the best he's ever sung because he never stopped working on singing. You know, he could sing operatically by then. You know, he starts as a sort of, like a high tenor, and now he's singing like this great baritone, you know. I think he never stopped searching and self-revealing.
The fact that there was no sound,
yeah.
And then you had to somehow find exactly...
Yeah, crawl it back.
Talk to me about that process, the sound,
well,
finding that, making sure it was accurate.
So, like, for example, you'd find the boxes and you'd have to go through the neg and you go, well, okay, where? And you say, well, let's try and find a working print. So working prints would be around, but then you go, oh, great, we got the mag. So that would be like the vocals and drums and the band. That was pretty secure, right? But then orchestras and Sweet Temptations, sometimes good and sometimes like not good enough for 5/1. Then I'd literally send one of our guys up to Chicago in a car park to meet with a gangster who's going to sell you a missing bit of voiceover, or, you know, I'm serious about this. And then really, really lovely, lovely reclusive collectors, one of whom would just, he's totally low-key and doesn't want to be acknowledged, would come forward and say, okay, look, I'm going to give you this bit because you really need it, you know? And so we just pieced it together bit by bit, and it took 2 years of one guy, one lovely gentleman in Warner's, to be looking at the pictures and going, I think that bit goes with that. Wow. And it was relentless hard work. But once we got there and once we finally got some money to do it, it was on again, off again for a long time.